Star Wars is officially dead, ladies and gentlemen. There's a new report going on. Allegedly, it's a rumor, take it with a grain of salt, that Ubisoft only sold 1 million copies of Star Wars Outlaws, one of the games that was supposed to propel them into this holiday season, alongside Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is now delayed till February. Far lower than the expectations they originally had. They were planning and hoping on selling 5 million copies, but it only made 1 million copies sold. Big fucking yikes. Now, this rumor comes from Grant Taylor Hill at Insider Gaming, who said, "We have secured a current sales figure from sources close to the game. At the time of writing, Star Wars Outlaws has just ticked over 1 million sales worldwide. World freaking wide. 1 million sales, guys. This is bad. Assassin's Creed Mirage, the last Assassin's Creed game, reportedly sold 5 million copies after 3 months. So Mirage, which isn't a Star Wars game, yeah, it's Assassin's Creed, did better than Star Wars Outlaws did. So needless to say, Star Wars Outlaws incredibly underperformed than what Ubisoft had hoped. And you had to at least realize that things were going grim when Ubisoft didn't make any kind of announcement about the game doing great at launch. Even Black Myth Wukong bragged about their Steam concurrent player base, and you've seen Hogwarts Legacy and other games that just take off. Palworld, for example, when they do success, they usually post some kind of like social media graphic. Well, Star Wars Outlaws only posted an apology saying, "Hey guys, we know the game's a buggy, glitchy mess. We're going to work on patching it for the next 90 days, as well as bring out our upcoming DLC on November 21st. So Star Wars Outlaws did not perform the way Ubisoft had hoped, only selling 1 million copies. And I think a lot of that's attributed to the reputation that Ubisoft is getting at this point in time. They are literally a glass house that everybody is throwing rocks at this point. Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed to February, and there's rumors of it actually having big changes, such as, I guess, polishing up the glitches that this game supposedly has that are even worse than Outlaws, according to rumor. There's even rumors of Yusuke's role being reduced. We don't know how accurate that is. On top of that, we've also seen this new rumor that a original Japanese protagonist was replaced by Yusuke to pander to Black Lives Matter. The stock for Ubisoft is at a decade all-time low. There's an investigation happening by the board at Ubisoft. So 1 million sales. That is bad. Now, this appears to be even worse than the initial sales. Now, according to this article that I'm looking at on thatparkplace.com, it says this appears to be even worse than initial reports. Game industry writer Christopher Dring noted that according to the UK sales chart, Star Wars Outlaws had done about half of Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now it says it also clearly significant lower than what market analysts were expecting. Barclays' Nick Dempsey suggested that Ubisoft would sell around 5 million units back during the company's Q1 fiscal year 2024 sales report in May, and he thought that number was conservative given Ubisoft's bullishness on the game, despite multiple warning flags that the game was in trouble. So, I mean, the analysts were wrong, and this game is in trouble. This was one of the tentpole games that they were relying on to carry them, and it underperformed. And on top of that, the other tentpole game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is not even coming out this year. So Ubisoft, man, when your investors are saying please sell or go private, things have to be in trouble right now. So this goes on to say this extremely low number makes sense given Ubisoft's recent press release, significantly lowering its expected net bookings for the second quarter down from 500 million to 350 to 370 million, a 30% decline. In fact, it lowered its entire yearly net books to around 1.95 billion and around break even non-IFRS operating income and free cash flow. The company also admitted that the cut was made as a reflection of decisions taken for Assassin's Creed Shadows and the softer than expected launch for Star Wars Outlaws. It also noted, additionally, despite solid ratings, a Metacritic 76, and user scores across the first-party and Epic stores that reflect an immersive and authentic Star Wars universe, Star Wars Outlaws initial sales proved softer than expected. And that's actually quite concerning. Now, how much of that is probably attributed to Disney fucking up Star Wars as well? We need to take that into equation. You know, we just came off of The Acolyte, which did abysmal to the point where they're canceling it. Nothing's coming out of The Acolyte. Star Wars movies in general have been under the hot seat. The franchise as a whole has been in trouble since Disney's taken it over. So I will play devil's advocate just a hair. All right. Maybe a lot of this was contributed to where people just think Star Wars is officially dead and they want nothing to do with it, because take Ubisoft out of the equation, Star Wars is already DEI and woke. It's all about Rey and girl power and putting political agendas and stuff into its stories. I mean, again, The Acolyte was literally lesbian witches in space, and that's why people didn't tune in for it. So Ubisoft already has its own reputation as being infected with DEI. You combine Star Wars on top of it, that's a recipe for disaster. So I'll say maybe a lot of it was attributed to it being a Star Wars franchise, which Ubisoft clearly had to pay a lot of money to license to make this game. So they're probably definitely in the red. I don't remember what the budget for Star Wars Outlaws was, but it's safe to say that they did not they did not meet the budget. So I would say this game flopped harder than they had expected. They were banking on this. So CEO Yves Guillemot, I still can't say his name, said, our second quarter performance fell short of our expectations, prompting us to address this swiftly and firmly with an even greater focus on a player-centric gameplay-first approach and an unwavering commitment to the long-term value of our brands. So this is where he announced that they would be doing a board of directors investigation. They're launching a review aimed at further improving execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher performance model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. So hopefully they're going to be draining the swamp here. Hopefully they're going to see that all the DEI that's infested their company needs to go. I'm going to give them an X to doubt here, because I think this company's far gone. Now, they are hoping that they could boost sales between now and the holiday season. You can see right here it says, company indicated it does hope to boost sales by polishing the game. So they want to improve the player experience in order to engage a larger audience during the holiday season. And they plan to release it on Steam on November 21st alongside the new expansion. So it remains to be seen. I mean, there's been bigger fails like Cyberpunk that came out, had a horrible launch. Now it's a fantastic game. No Man's Sky had a terrible launch. Now it's a fantastic game. But I don't think Ubisoft has room or margin for error, especially with how there's an investigation happening. The stock's at an all-time decade low. Assassin's Creed Shadows has all the troubles with it and its delays. There was no margin for error. So if they can't fix Star Wars Outlaws by the holiday, and their reputation doesn't get any cleaner, I think they're done. I think they are absolutely fucking done. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Honestly, it was supposed to be their bank, game. They said it was among the most awaited games of the industry this year and a really strong positive community sentiment. I don't know. I've seen nothing but people shitting on Star Wars Outlaws leading up to it, especially because the main character was clearly pandering to, the modern audience, which the modern audience does not ever turn out. So it remains to be seen. It's sad to see a company like Ubisoft fail this hard and go through this tough of times. It seems like every other day we have something to say about Ubisoft as a whole. Clearly they didn't want to just sell 1 million copies. But this is what happens, guys, when you focus on not making great games. This is what happens when you focus on agendas and narratives instead of just entertaining your consumer base. So hopefully this whole investigation that they have going on is going to clear up some stuff. Hopefully this company could get back on its feet and go back to being a normal company that doesn't get hurt about people making videos and tweets about it. But that remains to be seen. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.